Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a fascinating topic that might make you rethink your protein intake. You've probably heard the buzz around protein powders and the constant push to eat more protein. But what if I told you that eating less protein could actually be linked to healthier aging? That's right, it's a bit of a paradox. So, let's explore this intriguing idea and see what the science says. First things first, protein is everywhere. From protein powders to protein yogurt and protein snack bars, it's hard to escape the marketing messages telling us to eat more of it. But a new review of over 350 studies suggests that eating less protein might actually be linked to healthier aging. How does that work? Well, it's all about the biology of aging in cells. The review found that eating less protein changes the way the body uses energy, helps cells remove damaged components, and reduces the buildup of aging cells. These biological changes are associated with healthier aging and longer lifespan in animal studies. But here's the catch: most of the evidence comes from animal studies, not humans. So, what does this mean for us? Let's break it down. Protein is a nutrient made up of amino acids, and it's essential for maintaining muscles, repairing tissues, and supporting overall health. Australian dietary guidelines recommend around 15 to 25% of our daily energy comes from protein. Good sources include legumes, nuts, fish, eggs, dairy, and lean meat. Data shows that most Australians already meet these recommendations. Now, the new study looked at how restricting protein and specific amino acids influences the biology of aging. The evidence suggests that eating less protein changes the way the body uses energy, helps cells remove damaged components, and reduces the buildup of aging cells. But it's still not clear exactly why these benefits occur. They may be due to eating less protein overall, less animal protein, or fewer specific amino acids. The strongest evidence comes from laboratory animals. Studies in mice, rats, flies, and yeast showed that animals with lower protein diets often lived longer and showed signs of healthier aging. However, laboratory animals live in tightly controlled environments where researchers can precisely manipulate diets over their entire lifespan. That level of control simply isn't possible in humans. Human biology is also far more complex, meaning findings in mice and rats don't always translate directly to people. The review also suggests that total protein may not be the whole story. Restricting specific amino acids, particularly methionine, isoleucine, and valine, produced many of the same benefits in animal studies as reducing total protein. Studying humans is much harder. Human evidence remains limited, and intervention studies lasting only a few weeks make it impossible to know whether restricting protein influenced people's lifespan or healthy aging. Higher protein diets can help preserve muscle mass, particularly in older adults, and when combined with resistance exercise, can reduce the risk of frailty and sarcopenia. But here's the thing: people don't eat protein in isolation. They eat food. For example, eating a lot of legumes and nuts will give you protein alongside fiber, healthy fats, and other nutrients. But if you have a high-protein diet that comes mainly from red and processed meat, you may also be eating a lot of saturated fats and salt. Large studies have linked eating a lot of animal protein, particularly red and processed meat, with worse health and early death. But these studies can't prove protein itself is responsible. That's why it's difficult to separate the effects of protein from the foods providing it or someone's overall diet. Now, let's talk about longevity. Research into long-living populations shows that focusing on one nutrient alone may miss the bigger picture. The Mediterranean diet, for example, has the strongest evidence for healthy aging, but it isn't low in protein. It contains moderate amounts of protein from legumes, fish, and nuts, alongside plenty of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and olive oil, while limiting red and processed meat. By comparison, the traditional Okinawan diet from Japan, which is also associated with healthy aging, contains relatively little protein. But it emphasizes plant foods and is low in calories. Both diets are associated with living longer, showing that isolating protein alone may miss the bigger picture. So, should you eat less protein? Not based on this review. This review explains how protein restriction might affect aging in laboratory animals, but it highlights how much we still don't know about how this might translate into dietary advice for humans. The relationship between protein and longevity is far more nuanced than simply less is better. For now, the strongest evidence still supports meeting current protein recommendations, particularly as we age. Rather than chasing the latest nutrition headline, aim to choose mostly minimally processed protein foods as part of an overall healthy diet. Remember, longevity is shaped by much more than diet. Regular physical activity, good sleep, strong social connections, managing stress, and not smoking all reduce our risk of dying early. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content. See you next time.